Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boils and ghoulies, to my annual Spooky Village Setup live stream. This one is going to be very different than all the other ones. Namely, because if you can't see behind me, we are no longer in my old home. If you didn't know or if you don't remember, I don't live where I used to. In fact, our old house is maybe about 5 to 10 minutes that away. And we're in a condo now, so I'm actually not even on the ground floor. I'm going to flip my video real quick and show you the view. Now, as you can see, there's actually a lake over there with some alligators in it. Pretty spooky stuff. But suffice it to say, despite it being a new location, I've still made the room my spooky abode. I'm going to give you a brief, very brief tour of the room before we jump into, of course, the setup. I want to wish all of you a happy Labor Day. I was debating doing this stream earlier in the weekend, and then I just got crushed for time. I had homework I had to do, and I didn't know how I was going to pull it off. And then, lo and behold, the idea came to me just to do it on Labor Day. And so that's what I decided to do. And that is also the catalyst as to why this stream is a bit earlier than my typical setups, because I realize that most folks have work or school tomorrow morning, and so I didn't want to keep you up very late. So we are going to jump into making the village very shortly. I tested everything, so it should be ready to go. It's going to be very fun. But yeah, let me show you the room real quick because you haven't seen it. I will do an official room tour, but just in case you were curious, here we go. So obviously, that's the window that I was pointing out. But right before the window is my desk where I actually do a lot of my editing. I do my writing at my desk. Let me think of what I want to point out first and foremost. Well, if I pivot the camera, you will see where the village is going to go with the mess of wires. Now, there's a big deal to talk about with this real quick, so maybe I should do that before I do the rest of the tour. And that is that due to the space this year, I don't have that big dresser that I once did. And so because of that, unfortunately, the Spooky Village is going to be smaller this year, which means I can't use all my pieces. I had to be sparse with them, and it's unfortunate, but it's how it has to be until I get a bigger table maybe next year. But this table is actually pretty darn big, and I can fit quite a few pieces on it. I just wanted you to be aware of that change up. Okay, so there's where the village is going to go. I have a huge TV, which is nice because I watch a lot of horror movies on it. But there's my TV. There's where the village is going to go. You're going to have to forgive, there is a bit of a mess, not only in terms of the village stuff, but there's some boxes and things over there that I have to get sorted out. But this is where I do a lot of my editing. As you can see, I have a tri-monitor setup, which is nice, actually. I got a chair. I have the Universal Monsters on it. I have a House of Dracula poster right above where I work, which is a lovely film that you should definitely watch this Halloween season. And then I have posters for The Mummy, Frankenstein, and Dracula. As you can see, I do have my pumpkins and candy corn ready to go. I also have my plant. This is HP. It is an aloe plant, and it's named after H.P. Lovecraft, and HP stands for houseplant, so there you go. I have a stack of books there with some of my own books, actually, Edgar Allan Poe, Stephen King, and H.P. Lovecraft, too. I have my record player with my Disney Halloween record. There are some of my records. You can see a couple of the spooky selections that we've got going. Got Ghostbusters, Halloween, that's Tubular Bells from The Exorcist, and Blue Oyster Cult, just to name a couple. And then I have some of my other stuff, just kind of random desk things. And if you can smell that, it's pumpkin. If I turn around the camera, you can see some of my other stuff that I've got in the room. I'll save the bookcase for the end. But I'm going to step around all the Limax pieces because I don't want to break them before we set up this thing. But I do have my poster for Creepshow 2. I love the first one more, but the poster for Creepshow 2 is pretty darn cool. And, of course, the Creep. I have my signed Kane Hodder print from Jason Takes Manhattan. And then I have all of the Jasons that I got at Spirit Halloween. This is my mirror, Hello World. And then right above the mirror, I have my Cryptids print, which is by Trevor Henderson, a.k.a. the guy who did my logo, a.k.a. the creator of Siren Head, Cartoon Cat, yada yada yada. Got my guitar, ukulele here. Don't mind the mess. We also have Billy the Puppet from Saw on his trike. And then we have the Fangoria, the Fango from Saw. And then I actually have, this is pretty cool, if you didn't know I had this, it is actually a piece of the cloth used in Saw 4 that I put in a little box. But that's a certificate of authenticity that it was used on the set, which is pretty neat. Then I should explain this. So above my bed, which is completely trashed with Limax crap at the moment, above my bed are my current, because, you know, favorite movies change all the time, but these are my favorite 4 horror movies. And most of them have been for quite some time. And they go in order. So my favorite horror movie is The Exorcist, Silence of the Lambs, The Shining, and Misery. All wonderful movies, but I wanted to have their presence pretty bold in the room. That's why they're the biggest posters. Then, of course, I have my Chucky stuff. Boom shakalaka. All the Chuckies. Got the Fango of Chucky. And I have the Child's Play 2 poster signed by Alex Vincent. This Chucky in the box on his arm in that blue ink is also signed by Alex. He's a really cool guy. Then if we pop over here, you can just see I got more books, horror books. That's my Stephen King stack. Then, of course, we have Reagan from The Exorcist to go with the poster. Got my Proton pack. And then this whole area is my new filming area, as evident by the light right there. But this is my area. I'm in the process of Halloweenifying it for Haunttober, such as with my skeleton here. But as you can see, I have a good selection of random Halloween horror knickknacks, getting the spooky stuff in, as you can see. Got to get my spider webs on it. And then I have my horror. It's a sticker that they actually used on old horror VHSs and such at rental stores. And then, of course, Spasm, because you got to have Spaz, right? But this is the collection of all my random horror paraphernalia and all of my horror movies. And they go in alphabetical order from A with Alien all the way to Z and the collections and the box sets and stuff. And then there's random other little things you can take a look. I have like a little celluloid frame from The Wicker Man. I have some VHSs of random horror movies like Monkey Shines. I have a tub of The Stuff. I have Good Guys energy drink that I never drank. I got a VHS of Halloween. The New Year's Evil mask. I do have a signed little picture down there from Rico Browning, who is the creature from the Black Lagoon. I have a little antenna from Men in Black. I just have random stuff. There's the picture from The Shining, Christine, you name it. One of my most popular videos is actually of this little voice changer from Scream. So anyway, just a lot of random stuff. But I want to show you all of that so you can get in the spooky vibes. Don't worry if you're watching this later or you don't want to rewatch the room tour. I totally get you. I'm going to put a timestamp as to when we start the village process, which is now. So, here we go with the table for where the village is going to go. As you can see, it's not as big as the previous years, but I think it'll serve its point. I went ahead and took the liberty of adding, this is like the cobblestone pathway, which they sell for both Halloween and Christmas. And then I put some of these, but they may move around, just so you know. Let's get you locked in to see how this thing's gonna come together. Might have to move you back a little bit. And we will begin the process of putting the village together. Is that a good view? Maybe I need to move you back even more. Let's see, how far back? Can I put you on the bed, maybe? Yeah, I might have to. You might see my butt, so don't mind it too much. Let's see if I can adjust. This is out of my element of my normal streams. So, bear with me. Okay, there we go. Now, to start, you gotta make sure your base, the base of your village is good. Of course, like I said, I do the cobblestone for the city part, and then the rural parts get kind of this mossy thing that you can get at Michael's. I took the liberty, I should say, of already wiring this locale up, because honestly, who wants to see boring wiring and such? But now we can jump in. I want to start with these lights, actually, because I think the purple lights really add a lot, and you kind of have to do them first to save time. And it's a little more efficient this way. So, I'm going to pull these purple lights up. All the placement of things is subject to change. I'm going to try to check the chat periodically. So if you have something you're asking me, there's a good chance right now I'm not going to see it because I'm over here. But there you go. There is the... those are the string lights. You see that real good? Here, let me pick you up and show ya. There we go. There are the string lights. Whoop. Okay, so where do we want to start? I think I want to start over here. Well, what I'm going to really start with is I'm going to adjust you like so. I'm going to move you a little closer so you can get in and see this. But what I really want to do is I want to show you a piece that I'm not using, and I'm really sad about it. It's a new piece that I got, actually. The issue with it is it's so cool. It might be my favorite piece of the year, but it's so big that I don't even know how I would fit it amongst the others. But it is the Smoke and Mirrors Magic Shop. If you haven't seen this thing yet at Michael's, you're missing out. It's so cool. It has so many illusions going on in it. It's got a rabbit that pops out of the hat. It's got the Pepper's ghost effect in the little window here. It's got an imprint illusion here, and it's got the little glass mirror illusion there. It's just got so many things going on. It has the hypnotism circles. It has the doves or the white birds flying. It's got the playing cards up at the top. It is really impressive. So let me show you this real quick. And even as like the magician up here levitating a woman. It is so neat. But I wanted to show that because I don't know where I'm going to put it. It's so sad. So sad that I can't use it, but there you go. I wanted to at least point it out. Now, in terms of the ones I am using that are new, we're going to start, actually, with another favorite of mine, which is right here. This is the Living End Exotic Plants Nursery and Gardens building. A really nice piece. Let's go ahead and get them plugged in. So the thing is, now I have two, count them, two killer plant pieces. So I want to make sure I do the killer plants justice with my village this year. This one doesn't have any sound or animation or anything. It's just a darn good looking piece. If you didn't know, killer plants are amongst my favorite monsters. You can see you have the plants feeding the other plants over there. You have the big vines, the nice gangly green. I'm really into it. There's that one. And my other killer plant one is, of course, the Garden of Eden. And when I have these two together, I really think it comes together quite nicely. And this one, it doesn't have animation, but the lighting itself has a bit of animation. Now, the thing is, I was originally just going to have these two buildings over here, right? You know, and I was going to call it quits, because it looks pretty darn good. But, as I was doing the rest of the village, so I could not use the Mad Pumpkin Patch, and I couldn't use Wasteland Pub, amongst a couple others. Those were the ones that really hurt. But I realized, especially with the Mad Pumpkin Patch, that I was missing the pumpkins. I feel like pumpkins needed a presence. There are so many little pumpkin accessories that I have. It just looked out of whack. So, I brought over the Spooky Hollow Pumpkin Patch from storage, which is kind of, sort of short-circuiting. It's weird. But it also, it's also having trouble fitting, I've noticed. But I really want it on here. And even more so is I want it to actually light up. So let's see if I can... There's like a sweet groove that you have to find. So bear with me for a second as I attempt to get the Spooky Hollow Pumpkin Patch to work. But you can see all the pumpkins on it. It's just too spooky not to use, right? Like, Mad Pumpkin Patch, unfortunately, was just too big. Is this really going to do this to me? Oh, there we go. The wire just has to be kind of up. There it is. Beautiful. There you go. So that's the, that is the rural... That is the rural section. Don't worry, we're going to get into the nitty-gritty details of it all in a bit. But I at least wanted to get to the buildings on the board, so to speak. Now, you will notice this part is being a little sketch over the edge to make some room. But the center of mass and the center of gravity, I think, are going to be okay. All right, let's slide it over. We're going to now do the city, which also includes a new piece that may very well be one of my favorites. This is the Fright Night Cinema. And if you know me, you just saw my room, and you know that I'm in love with the horror movies. And this building is a love letter to so many. Dances with Werewolves, It's a Wonderful Knife, which is funny because it actually became a movie. Citizen Slain and Yeti Zombies. You can see a reference to the Blob, werewolves, so many monsters. It's great. It really is a terrific piece. The only thing about some of the new pieces I've noticed, they're feeling a little more plastic. And they're looking it too, as opposed to the porcelain. And that's a bit upsetting. Not really, honestly, because it won't chip or break as easy. But it's upsetting because they're still charging the typical rate. So, anyway, but there you go. There is the Fright Night Cinema. Now, I'm going to add in the other piece that I think deserved to go in this spot. There were a few options for buildings I could put there. But I went ahead and chose the Ghost Writers Antique Bookstore because, shameless plug, I am working on my book, which will be out October 1st, grayscale. This is the author's copy, so it won't look like that. It has a little thing on it. But anyway, I got this to commemorate when I got my first book published, self-published. So I wanted to go ahead and use this one. Now, it usually is a plug-in light type of piece, but I didn't want to use a just standard white light. So I went ahead and got this at Michael's today. They have it in various colors. And all you do is you plug it in, and you plug it in. And look, it lights up. Isn't that cool? So there you go. That is... Oh, and I noticed this just fell off, so that's great. Where did this go? Off the side? Yeah, right here. There it is. That is the antique. That's right. I'm going to try to line them up as good as I can, you know, to keep the suspense that it looks sort of like a industrial district. But there you go. Those are the two. Now, I saw a couple comments saying about that this hobby is too expensive to get into, yada, yada, yada. And I understand where you're coming from. But consider this. I started with only one building. And the next year I bought one building. So each year it was only maybe 40 to 60 bucks. But as you keep going, you expand. You can't expect to have a whole village in a year, unfortunately. But, you know, it will get there. So I recommend at least getting one piece, especially now that they're on sale. You can get them for pretty affordable. So I would take a look at Michael's especially. Someone asked where the little people are. There are tons of them, such as this one from my good friend Andrew's videos. Shout out to Andrew. And I also want to shout out the Roosevelt Cemetery for also sending in some little pieces like this. So thank you guys. But what I want to say is they're coming. I have to get the big pieces down first. So bear with me. The fog, the little nature things, they will all be coming in. And I have a few other people asking when the next haunt update will be, and my hope is very soon. The first poles are in the ground, which is a good sign, but it's just a matter of transportation. Getting needs to be there. But it is a work in progress. That I can assure you. And now, we're going to plug in the Withered Mansion, which very well... I can't talk today. Which very well may be my favorite piece. Because, I mean, look at it. It's freaking dope. Check it out. Boom. And it flashes lightning? Come on. That's so sick. Here are the other two, just in case you wanted a close-up on them. Look at the little ghosts in the window, though. Isn't that sweet? Okay, and finally, last but certainly not least, in terms of what we're adding this year, is the one I got last year, I believe, which is also another favorite of mine. I think I'm biased to liking these decrepit haunted houses. This is the House of Shadows, baby. Boom. House of Shadows. Such a great piece. Now I am going to have to pivot this out, move that like that, to get that to fit. But there we go. Boom! It's a boom, baby. Okay, take a look at that. There is the rough idea. There might be a few adjustments, so bear with it. And it looks kind of crazy with all the wiring, but, you know, we roll with the punches here on hauntformer, you know what I mean? But there you go. That's kind of what we're looking at, with mild adjustments. So, now it's a time to add in some of the little... I take that back, sort of, because we still have some bigger, small pieces. Does that make sense? Does that oxymoron make any sense to anybody else? Some bigger, small pieces, such as... show you a case in point right here. This guy, the whole thing I did a video about, the UFO. which does come with a big old cow, because it's Department 56, so you know. And it's not completely to scale, so mind that. Please mind that. Okay, let's see. Is it gonna work? Hey, it does. And look, it goes right by the... Whoa. It has to be even Steven or it won't spin correctly. I don't like the stupid lights at the bottom. That I can tell you. Oh, and it got... Oh, and it crashed. We have a collision, folks. Let's see if I can find this back there. Well, we'll fix that. Don't worry. This is a new setup for me, so you're going to have to mine some of the stuff. Oh, you couldn't even see any of that chaos. How unfortunate. How unfortunate. There you go. Yeah, the theater is such a great piece. I know, I'm drunk driving a UFO. Okay, let's set you back up here. Now, we can add some other little pieces. I think the lit pieces are usually what I naturally gravitate toward next. We're going to do this guy. I believe Andrew also sent me, so thanks, Andrew, if you're watching. I hope you are. Oh, and it's not even lighting up. What the hey? That's not cool, man. Well, that stinks. Thought I was going to be more prepared. That's okay. Saw it on the television. Let's see if I set that up. I'm going to have to elongate this cord slightly so we can reach where I want it to go. But you know, this happens. I can also tuck it back here and yeah, like that. So there are some wires that we have to mind. Mostly things that we can hide behind little creatures and stuff. You know how it is. You know how it is. Boom. Okay. And the other thing I wanted to put up is, well, we have the truck, we have the moon. What y'all feeling? I think the moon's gonna go on the other side. Let's see. Let's do the truck. Maximum Overdrive, baby. You never seen that movie? You should. Let's see if I can get that piece to... Can I get this? I'm kind of at the mercy here of some of the elements. Oh, look, he's... This is going to be wild. Okay. This is like a deadly cliff. Holy crap, this guy's about to die. Dang. Hey, but you know what? It's kind of fun. It is kind of wacky. I'm not playing with you kids. So here we go so far. Already we are packing in the monsters. It all comes together with the leaves, I'm telling you. Okay, do I need anything in the middle? Let's do this side, because the rural ones are always where the big pieces typically go. Such as the well. The well will be over here somewhere, someplace. Kind of matches. Twins. So maybe it should go like here or something. Well, I'll feel it out. I'll feel it out. Because we also have the haunted house sign. Which I found kind of works well with this building. Either of these, honestly, are a good haunted house, but maybe if I... And boom. I don't really want to obstruct the building. I don't know how I feel about that. Let's sit on it. Let's think this over. Well, here, what about I do a flippity flop, and I'll trade you haunted house for a well up here. That's different. I don't mind that. The only thing that's funny is sometimes they put green at the bottom, but their bases are obviously this color. Which I know some people customize their own bases, but I'm just saying. You know, I'm just saying. Can I say things? Yeah, I think I can. We also have to worry about the darn graveyard, which means I may have to be moving some things. And we also have to worry about the trees. How could I forget the light up trees, kids? Remember these? These are also, I believe, Department 56, which I got at a little hobby shop. Those work well usually in the town square, whatever you'd like to call it. Like my sound effects? I try. Nah, I know. I'm slightly insane. Let's see. I might have to scoot your butts up just a hair. Get the trees back there. Hopefully I'm not obstructing the entire camera with my flannel body. The falling leaves. Well, not quite yet. Let's see. Yeah, those look fine. Adds character. There we go. I love those trees, though, man. They add a lot of color. They add some life into it. Looks good. Looks good. Okay. Now, what else do I want to do? Cemetery, I suppose, is coming up. With the gate, but where would I put it? Oh, you know what I did before is I put it in front of this house. But I can't really bring this back, can I? No, not really, no. So what I have to do maybe is put that here. Put the fences. Oh, where's the beef? Where's the stuff? Oh, here it is. Maybe I move this over here. No, I don't. This is the hard thing. When you get into such a... You get into such a narrow space about things. If I move that out, right. Move that back, and do this kind of motion. I may have to replicate what I did on the other side here, which is, hold your applause, to move this back a bit. So that way we can put more stuff at the front. Or is is it turning into just a bunch of houses in a row? I don't think so. I think that's okay. You tell me. We'll find out at the end together. But then, where does this go? If you speed run this thing, this stream, you're just gonna hear conflicted Mac noises, conflicted hauntformer noises. It's gonna be a little, more than a little bit of a tighter village this year, but that's okay. We'll get by. You know what? I think that's okay. I think that's kind of cool. Oh, I did not mean to John, I accidentally hit the delete button on your message. I did not mean to delete your message. I liked it. I was trying to scroll and see what happens when I try to read messages. But you're right. We did have to downgrade a bit because of the space, but I will... Don't worry. I will be working on that as we go into next year. I was a bit caught off guard because of the move being recent. But I did get this table, so you gotta cut me a little bit of slack. We got the moon up there. Let's see the other comments. It's actually not a bad setup, you know? We try here at Hauntformer Incorporated. I'd like to think so, at least. Alright, we have a couple more light up things. I know we have these street lights. Look at those. I believe Roosevelt Cemetery graciously bestowed upon us. Ooh. Yeah, the wires are a bit of a chore. What I do is you slide it underneath, like that. Boom. Same thing here. Lift and slide, lift and slide. That's how you get the bodies out of the ground, kids. You just lift and slide. Keep in mind, too, that the leaves kind of obscure some of this wiring and such. That's fine. That's good. You can hardly see the wire. See? See how it kind of is stuffed under there? And you see this, like, moss. There's going to be more moss and leaves and stuff. The leaves and the fog and that kind of thing, the moss, they're kind of the last thing that we do normally. I also have another thing donated by my kind friends, are these skull stack lights. Unfortunately, one of them kind of broke, but you get the idea here. Oop. And normally, I like to put them in our cemetery. That was me breaking your neck. I'm sorry. Sorry I had to do that to you. Where do we want to go? Let's put a skull stack here. Oh, I'm going to put it against the thing because that's the one with the broken neck. Oh, and it... Wires will do it to ya. It's just, the thing is, I don't have the most nimble fingers. I don't think I could be a surgeon. I wouldn't anyway, because I'm kind of squeamish. But, like, you know. Why is bro choking? Good question. How many did I get this year? I was awarded 3, which is the magic shop, which is over there. Sadly not in use. Plant one up there. Whoop. And the theater. Very lovely. But there you can see these skull stacks. I bet you got Max Straw. You got me. That's who you've got. Now let's move it out to a wider shot. And let's see what else I can get. Well, I think the trees are in order now. And then we'll fill in with the people. The falling leaves. And it almost just fell out of my hand, see? Don't trust me with fall assortments. That kind of blocks the whole building. I don't really want to do that at all. Hang on. We're gonna scooch a slightly, skull stack. Don't mind me. Since you went away. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Shooting out here, old winter song. Let's see if I can obscure the moon. Does that look cool or stupid? I think it'd be kind of cool, but you tell me. You're the judge. You're in Pet Cemetery. I think that's fun. See, the thing is, like, I got 2 trees over there. Do I put the third one here? Or do I mix it up? Maybe put it over here someplace. like here? Or does that kind of take away from this place? I'm getting very green vibes. Getting very green vibes. Do you think I, what do you think? Think I put the other tree over here? Or leave it? Honestly, I think it's fine there. You know, it brings balance to the force. You know what I'm saying? If you take a step back, if you really take it in, really take this in, you know? Yeah. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it, guys. It's getting spooky. I mean, it is in the name, you know. So, all right, let's set this back. And we're gonna keep going. We're getting there. We're getting there. We have the candy corn trees. Oh, that's true. Between these two might look good, but we could put these little... Well, I also have dead trees, too, now. But I'm guessing maybe they'd have some trees... See, if I had one more, that would really complete the look. Huh. Well, I guess I can do one here and one here, maybe. For about symmetry. Cemetery? I'm sorry. Boy, I got the dead trees as well. And a few of them have little glitter sparkles on them now. So let's think about this. Put some by the haunted house. You gotta put one in the cemetery, you know. It's just, you know, it's expected, frankly. Actually, maybe I should go over here. Ooh, I like that. Then maybe one here. Then we have the little glittery ones. I don't know if they would have, yeah, I guess they would have a little assorted fall or, you know, dead trees in the town, maybe. We can piece together the lore. That's why they're sparkly, you know? That's why they're sparkly. Rip trees, they will not be missed. Rest in peace, indeed. Rest in peace, indeed. Yeah, I think I could buy that maybe each of these would have a tree around it. You know how cities do. We're almost to the leaves, baby. Ah, they're fresh. They're so fresh. Fresh meat. But we're getting there. The leaves, the moss, the fog comes at the end. You gotta be patient. That's all. This is a new figurine, miniature figurine that I got. The plant people love this. The only thing is the sidewalk doesn't really fit over here, but I don't really have a better option at the moment. So, you know, maybe if I obstruct it with... No, I don't want to obstruct it. Maybe I do. Yeah. Oh, it's going to hit the tree. The UFO is going to kill everyone. Oh, it's just grazing it. No. No. Don't want to take that risk. What if, you know, the plants... No. This is what happens when I'm, you know, mentally unhinged. That's okay. It's not great. But it's okay. We try. Try as it may be. This is also from Andrew. Really cool piece. Hear no evil, speak no evil, see no evil. As it's been said before. As it's been dutifully said. Where should it go? Maybe over here? Actually, I think that's a grave, so maybe it should go here. Or not a grave, but you know. A type of grave, a headstone, if you will. We also have our little, very fun tombstones. Which I quite like. Help Me is one. And Vacancy is another. It'll all come together with the fog, believe me on that one. We also have a bird feeder. I don't even know. See, here's the thing. I still have the Dollar Tree Tombstone Corners tombstones, but I don't even know how many of those I need anymore. I just kind of use them to fill in some dead space. Oh, yes. Dead space. Can you see what I'm doing over here? Sorry, I might have a Halloween problem, if you couldn't tell. Actually, I got it figured out. Let's see who else I'm going to put over here. Probably the zombies, I would think. No, I don't know, actually. I think the zombies are going to go to the movie. That's my guess. Okay. Sadly, the little guy, he lost his sickle. Smoke and Mirrors is not going in the village. Very sad. It's just too freaking big. I just couldn't fit it. And thematically, it was, you know, I'm thinking of putting it somewhere else in my room. So, patent pending on that. Yikes, sorry. And this guy, I like this too. It's got a bloody little thing on it. Bloody. It's British. Maybe right there, like you're entering the backyard. So, whoa, I don't know what that was. Let some beast out. And then we have a snake. I think I have another one somewhere, but I'm not going to get bent up over it. Let's just put the snake there. He's fun. He's a good little snake, yeah. Okay. I think that area is pretty well stacked, wouldn't you say so? I'd say so. Boom. Might need to add a few more little tombstones here and there. We have a mausoleum from Tombstone Corners. I miss that stuff. They don't really make them a lot anymore. But it's honestly so packed, I don't really even need it. Only these little tombstones were necessary. Good job, Dollar Tree. Way to go. Dollar Tree used to fill up my entire village, but it's not really needed at the moment. I'm going to scoot this slightly back so we can get it better. Yeah. Okay, let's go to the town. Yep. Now, the town, also from Andrew's videos, gave this cool little zombie cart. I'm thinking the cart... Oh! The camera just fell. It's a good thing I sort of caught it. I might have to lean you up slightly. I'm terribly sorry, folks. This is an embarrassment. Set the cart. Yeah, that sounds about right. That looks about right. And we have the zombie vendor. I don't want him... Actually, I'm going to have him standing this way, because the zombies are going to be in line, and I don't want the line to obstruct the theater. And I don't mind it obstructing the bookstore, because it's, you know, its focus is kind of up top, sort of. Except this zombie is making it tricky. Actually... Oh, no! Ah! See what I mean about the wires? You're the only one I know who could take a wonderful thing like Halloween and turn it into a problem. I know that's not from the Halloween one, but forgive my quote. Yes! Yes, the zombies are hungry! I love those zombies. They're some of my favorite little pieces. Okay, so this is going to go in the rural section. Rural section. I'm setting aside the rural ones. Rural section. All the pumpkin ones immediately. The cow gets the rural. The gnomes get the rural. Actually, the gnomes could have went with the house, but the gnomes could have gone. I think the gnomes would be funny. Did I mention anybody? I love gnomes. Yeah, let's put the gnomes on the end there. You see that? Look at that. Has Lumax done any snowy Christmas? You know, I don't think so. Or snowy Halloween, excuse me. They should maybe get on that. Just saying. Just a thought, you know? I feel like I'm missing a pumpkin. I'm not going to bother looking through the... I'm not going to look through my catalog for 45 minutes. Alright, we also have the Spooky Town sign, which I usually put kind of at the beginning of the entrance to the whole shebang. If it'll stay up, because we have bumps in the road. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. We got these dudes drinking. I feel like they'd be drinking outside of the theater. Yeah, why not? We don't have the pub, sadly, or it would have been easier. Then we have the haunted little girls. I feel like they used to go in front of this. What if they went right behind the gate? Honestly, that's kind of creepy. And then the mummy. I feel like the mummy is also going... He's going someplace. Maybe he's going insane. You ever thought of that? I have. Okay, now we move to the rural area. Oh, how exciting. I slowly go crazy the longer I live. The cows are important because they justify having a cow. You know what I'm saying? You hear what I'm saying? You don't. It's okay. But I bought these cows because I'm like, why are there just random cows? The cows bring justice to the other cow. You know what I mean? Actually, I'm going to flip these because this cow looks a little more cowish. That doesn't make sense. Don't ask. It does because it's a black and white cow. I digress. The plant guy, boom. Don't feed the plants. I love it. Yoink. Boom. This guy, usually I put him pretty prominently in front of that. Yeah, I can buy it. Or behind it. I'll keep him in front of it because we have so much to pack in. We have this guy. Running out of space here, folks. And we have this guy. Gosh darn. Shoo-wee. Like I said, we're really packing it. I could buy him going by the plants. And then this guy, can I squeeze him right here? Because you gotta have him. You gotta put him somewhere. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And let's not forget, oh, it fell. The glorious pumpkins that round out every good spooky town. Last year I remember the debate of like faces, no faces, faces, no faces. I think it's Halloween. You gotta put on a funny face. Really add something to it, you know. Boom. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Check it out. Wild. And don't worry, there will be a full official video in HD where I can get all this. But you have the rural, you have the living end nursery with the tree, you got the cow there. UFO, pumpkin patch, man, oh man, the killer plants. Some of this is subject to change. I kind of tweak it if there's things that bug me, but right now, It is a dense village. That's for sure. But it's a fun one. We always have fun doing these streams. You know what I mean? 50 people are watching. Wow. Happy Labor Day. I have to labor for you making my village. Okay, the final things are the leaves, the moss, and the fog. I'll start with the moss. The moss, it's just a bag of moss from Michael's or whatever. But it adds character, you know? It really does. Really adds, and it adds a pop of green. Even though this village is pretty darn green, I will say. Green with envy. I also, I had this left over from Port Chum. That is why it exists. Just in case you were wondering where it came from. That'll also help patch up some stuff. Okay. The moss is in. Fog time. Now, if you've never done the fog trick, sadly, I can't take credit for it, but it's a real clever idea by this video I saw. But what you do is you take the snow. You take the snow and you stretch it thin enough to make it in the fog. Also, I saw a comment about the stream's quality being good. I'm really happy about that because there's always some kind of flub up. Knock on haunted wood. Look at that. So it looks like fog, you know. It looks like Michael Jackson's Thriller music video. It's close to midnight. Where else can the fog go? Another moonlight. See what happens? I have to do royalty-free spooky music. It feels like it. Yeah, under the truck would make sense. You try to scream. Oh, we're screaming now. Yeah, let's move it over here so you can see the technique. You can see the technique. Like my literal hand. Oh, like that. See? It works the best in the graveyard, in my humble opinion. It just comes together real well. Do I have any more of the little snow? I think I do. I try to remember to keep some each year if I can help it, and I try to remember to save some from Christmas. Like a little more at the top. I like it. Sometimes I like it cascading, if I can show that effect. Like where it comes off a thing and like... See? Like that. Boom! Alright, we're almost there. Hold tight, because now we do the leaves. The leaves get a little messy, mind you. But they add just so much darn dang fall into the mix. And we don't use them all, because I'll save some for next Halloween. You know, there's only 300... No, there's not now. There's a lot of days till next Halloween. This part's fun. This is the fun part. Not that the whole thing isn't fun, but it's like icing on the cake. On a spooky little cake. Need to do more over here because that's where all the trees are. In the cool of the evening. Alright. I think we're gonna call it a wrap. That was a snap, but you know, same rules apply. Okay. Here we go. This is it. The 2024 Spooky Village. Ta-da! It's a work in progress, but it's good. It's good, you know? You got the little downtown district, which I quite love. You have the more rural, maybe this is a real estate neighborhood complex. You know, it's a bit rural. They're on the edge. It's sort of like Poltergeist. You know, you gotta clutch those haunted houses before the ghosts run rampant. Got the moon up there, the trees, the moss, the fog. It's beginning to look a lot like Halloween. And you have the alien up there. And you got the greenery of the killer plants, which I love. I tried to put the moss in there to go with it, and the pumpkins. It's a good blend. Green and orange. Green, purple, and orange are like my favorite colors, so proves well. It truly is the most wonderful time of the year. Isn't this fun? I gotta love it. Well, there you have it, boils and ghouls. The annual village. The spookiest village. That hopefully doesn't fall off the edge. If I back up, you can see it in my room. Maybe if I close the blinds, we can get a bit of a darker look. It's, you know, it's not going to be pitch black because we had to do this a little earlier today because of the holiday. Check that out. So much going on, which is nice because a lively village is a happy village. Or a horrific one. But I like that we have all the spooky colors going on. A lot of orange, a lot of green, a lot of purple. It's great. It's exactly what we like. Ooh, man. It looks like this is going to need some batteries, so I'll get on that. I promise. I do have an ambience on, yeah. It's a crackling fire. There you have it, boils and ghouls. The annual Spooky Village. What do you think? Drop a comment. You know, you can drop it in the chat. Yeah, it's not complex. I'll give you that. And I'll give you that I think we've done more elaborate ones with the bigger setup. But I think you got to give a little credit for the space that I was given. We made it work. We made it work. Goes to show that you can make a village basically anywhere. Get out there, get at least one spooky piece, put some trees by it, put a couple of leaves, and you'll have at least something to look at during this September, October, the Burr months season. Because, you know, when I come in my room now, I get to see this spooky village. I may have to cover up the bottom. It looks a little unkempt, but work in progress. You know, we get there. But it's nice to get me in the spirit of Halloween. This village does. So there you have it, folks. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Let me open the blinds and I'll face-to-face wish you a nice, pleasant goodbye. And a good rest of your Labor Day. Yeah. Stay spooky, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the village. The village over my shoulder. Okay, for real. I have more spooky tours planned. I got to start working on Haunttober stuff. Lots of fun things are in the works. So stay tuned. Stay blessed. Stay spooky. And remember, for all things Halloween, this is hauntformer. Thanks, guys. Oh, yeah, it's going to cover up the camera.